Welcome back. Now, Ray Hadley's usually on a Tuesday night, but this week he's here on Monday and he joins me right now. Radio legend, great to see you again.
Thank you. Great to be here as well. There's plenty to talk about, isn't there?
So much going on. I mean, who would have thought? I really can't get over this, that they just days after their massive win and they're fighting over, factional spots, leaking in the paper, accusing the Deputy Prime Minister. I mean, this is a man who travels the world representing the country, accusing him of being dumb and nasty, sociopaths even.
You've got to be a political historian to understand this. If you go back to the 1960s, a wonderful journalist called Alan Reid described the Labor Party federally as 36 faceless men. Arthur Caldwell couldn't select his cabinet. And he made the point that 36 faceless men were making decisions that an elected Prime Minister or opposition leader couldn't choose either the cabinet or shadow cabinet. So we fast forward to 2025, there's no different. I mean, it's 65 years ago, and here we are still talking about the fact that Anthony Albanese, with the mandate he's got, allegedly couldn't vote for Husic and Dreyfus to stay. Now, your revelation today, or tonight, that in fact he could have, well, of course he could have. I mean, I'm no rap on the Prime Minister, as you know, but this is an historic win for him. It's not a presidential election we've just seen, but it is almost presidential in that he's won 93 seats. And he did it almost single-handedly. And for him to actually say, oh, the Labor Party policy caucus dictates to... I mean, that's rubbish. If he had any bottle, or a very coarse expression I won't use in front of a young lady, if he had any bottle, he would have just said, listen, factional warriors all you like. The right in Victoria, the right here, I'm calling the line here, and the line is Husic stays and Dreyfus stays. Dreyfus, his wife passed away. He wanted to retire, the poor fella, and they convinced him to stay. Then they treat him like some sort of offal and pass him off to the left. I mean, it's just not right. But the Prime Minister's shown that he's very weak. He's got a mandate, but he relies on this old axiom from the 1960s, we've got to stick with what caucus and the factions say. People elected the Labor Party to govern with the best possible people in that position, and it's not happening.
I mean, you remember the shock after Rudd was overthrown by the faceless men. I mean, this was a Prime Minister that at the time was still popular with the people, landslide win, popular with the people, and then it was such a shock for everyone to wake up one day and discover that he wasn't the Prime Minister anymore. No one knew, who the Mark Abibs of the world were at the time, who played a hand in enrolling Kevin Rudd.
This may come back to haunt the Prime Minister. This may come back to haunt him. He's very lucky that he's got such a vast majority over the opposition that will see him win if he survives the next 3 years and possibly go on to have a third term if he wants it, I suspect. But I think the factional warriors that he's now kowtowing to might come after him down the track a bit.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, if they have this much power, his own position isn't guaranteed. Let's talk about the Liberal leadership. So tomorrow it looks like Angus Taylor, Susan Ley for the leader, but Jacinta Price will put up her hand for deputy. Now, Matt Canavan on this show on Thursday absolutely laid into her.
I saw it.
We're going to play a clip in a sec, but also such a different response from the Nationals leader, David Littleproud, today, earlier on with Chris Kenny. If we have them, let's play both Matt Canavan and then David Littleproud.
So I just hope that whatever contribution Jacinta can make in the Liberal Party is a constructive one that progresses their cause. And if that means she goes all the way to the top, well, then I'm in full support.
It's like changing teams on the football field after the whistle has blown. It's not the sort of behaviour I think Australians appreciate. And it's the kind of thing that Lydia Thorpe did. How is what Jacinta's doing any different from what Lydia did?
Yeah, so, I mean, that's just a shocking comparison. But, I mean...
No wonder he got beaten.
Well, yeah, for the Nats leadership.
I mean, really, comparing her with Lydia Thorpe is a disgraceful comparison, given the circumstances. There's supposed to be a coalition, and depending on what side of the coalition she's on, it doesn't matter. She's still part of the coalition, and she's part of the Liberal Party. Now, she'll be the deputy leader no matter who wins, because they both anointed her. Susan Lee said, yes, I'd work with her, and so has obviously Angus. But I don't think it'd matter who wins tomorrow, because I don't think they'll lead at the next election. I think there'll be plenty of jockeying and, from other younger members of the opposition. Not that there's a lot of them there at the moment, but I don't think either of them will lead to the election in 3 years' time anyway.
Yeah, it's interesting with Jacinta because, you know, clearly there's some anger from the Nats at her defection, but at least David Littleproud accepted it because Chris Kenny said to him, look, the only job she can't do in the National Party is Prime Minister. She can do every other job.
Yeah.
So she must have that ambition if she wants to move to the Liberal Party.
The punters wouldn't give a tinker's cuss who she's with, as long as she's part of the Conservative movement.
Yeah.
And you're right, she's an ambitious woman, and I think she could make a great Prime Minister down the track. So obviously, if she wants to be a great Prime Minister, she can't do it from the national side of politics, got to go to the other side. But, I mean, they're a coalition. And, I mean, for Matt Canavan to say what he said in relation to her, you know, you talk to the people out there, they've lost no respect for her. They still like her.
It's only damaged
she's a very
Matt
capable woman.
rather than damaging Jacinta.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it has.
Yeah.